What's up, everyone, and happy Friday. Today I have something very important to talk about. I'm going to make it quick and to the point because it is Friday. So overall, just stick around to the end. It'll be a quick video, but it's very important. So it's no secret that the market is straight up exploding right now. The SPY has been hitting new all-time highs basically every day for the past couple weeks or so. Tech stocks are still exploding, and overall, we just have a lot of stocks at their all-time highs. You look at a stock like Nvidia. This thing went from 550 all the way up to 835 in like a month and a half or like 2 months or so, and it's literally exploding. Apple stock is exploding. Microsoft, Amazon, all these companies are exploding, and I have a feeling that a lot of people are looking at them and they're like, all right, well, Nvidia just went from 550 up to 835. What's stopping it from going to 1,000? And I have a feeling a lot of people are looking at stocks like this, whether it be Nvidia or Apple or Microsoft or even, some of the other elevated tech stocks. And here's the thing. Back in 2020, when Tesla and Apple announced their stock split, we saw a very similar pattern. If we look at Tesla, this thing went from about 273 all the way up to 500. It was just exploding. After they split, not only did Tesla fall, but a lot of other tech stocks did too, and the market even pulled back because these stocks just such a big influence on the market overall. Now, if we also look at Apple, it was another pretty much same scenario. It went from 95 all the way up to 135 and then tanked all the way down to 105. So Nvidia has a split pretty soon. It's coming up in like a couple weeks or so, and we're seeing a very, very similar pattern. Now, here's the thing. Every couple months or so, we see a rotation where the smart money goes. So basically, over the past couple months, we saw the smart money transition into stocks like Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook, and that's why they're up so much. But since these stocks are so high, these giant pension funds and hedge funds are looking at them and they're like, you know what, they're going to realize that it's not worth the risk of continuing to buy into these stocks. So we're most likely going to see a rotation out of tech. That does not mean that tech stocks are going to crash and burn. However, there will be better opportunities in different aspects of the market. And in today's video, I'm going to show you some stocks I like for the next rotation. We talked about the this past tech rotation pretty early on, and there was definitely a ton of opportunity with that. So overall, we have a great video. Make sure to stick around to the end. But, like I said, we're going to start to see a rotation sometime within the next couple weeks or so out of tech and into other aspects of the market. Now, keep in mind that rotations are very slow and they are a very gradual process. If we look at Apple stock, this thing had, I don't know, I would say it took at least like a month for this stock to like fully uptrend, and a lot of times it takes a lot longer than that. But just keep in mind that rotations are generally slow and gradual processes. So like you're not gonna, it's not just like one day, all right, now everyone's buying value stocks and selling tech stocks. Like it's just slow and steady. So some of the top stocks that I like for the upcoming rotation are some value stocks like Disney. Disney's been holding its ground very well, and I think we're already starting to see a little bit of that. How do I say it? A little bit of that rotation starting with this one. Overall, it's been holding support extremely well. Bounced off that 170 support very well. ARK Invest is starting to buy in, and I've been seeing a lot of bullish call option activity on this one, which is a great sign. And it has room all the way up to like $203 to retest its all-time high. So Disney is definitely on my watch list, and I actually really like the potential for this one. So I really like Disney. Some other ones that I'm eyeing out are Baidu. These Chinese stocks have been just getting hammered over the past week. Baba has been getting smacked too. A lot of negative China news, but I actually like Baidu more than Baba at this point. It's at a major support level at 180. This one, it's a little bit riskier than a stock like Disney. However, if Baidu pops up, it also has a lot more growth potential. So I'm really looking at Baidu. Really, I'm looking at maybe selling some puts on it or averaging into shares or long-term call options. It has a lot of potential, and in certain ways, it kind of reminds me of Zoom's past chart setup. Zoom just got absolutely demolished over the past couple months, fell all the way down to like 275 and had an amazing recovery all the way back up to 400. And I think we can see some sort of similar movement with Baidu, but it'll just be like, it's impossible to time it perfectly, but it's definitely on my radar, and it is at a pretty big support level. Baba is in a similar setup, but I like Baidu a little bit more. And then some other ones that are potentially on my radar are bank stocks like JP Morgan. You can go like Goldman Sachs, Bank of America. This one, it's a little bit early to judge on because they do report earnings next week, and earnings are always crazy. So this one is definitely a little bit more risky, but I'm just looking at bank stocks or just the financial sector for a potential area of the market where we could start to see smart money flow into. Another really big sector I'm looking at are these airlines. So airlines have been getting demolished. If we look at like DAL, it went from $52 all the way down to $42. AAL went from 26 down to 20. You look at LUV, which is Southwest, went from 65 down to 50. These ones are trading at a pretty nice discount right now. I know overall they're not in the best position, but I know that travel is definitely picking up, and I'm just looking at these ones for potential, maybe slowly starting to average into shares or long-term calls. And really, with these rotations, like I said, they're a slow and steady process. So for a lot of these potential plays, we just have to eye them out as the market progresses. So definitely keep your eye on airlines, and I guess you could say even cruise lines like CCL. It's been getting hammered. It's at a huge support right now at 24. Bounced off this multiple times in the past. We can see back in like December of 2020 and multiple times throughout 2021. Looks like it's at a pretty good level overall. Some other stocks I'm looking at are DraftKings, which is looking pretty good. I love this stock for the long term. They have been struggling a little bit lately, though, but even more importantly, PENN. This is one of DraftKings' competitors, and they are falling down quite a bit, too. They're at a huge support right at 70, and they're really on my radar for a potential play to the upside. And I think depending on the market's movement, we can definitely see a rotation into a stock like Penn. Another one I'm looking at is Boeing. This one had a pretty nice pop yesterday on some good news on their 737 plane. And just popped out of nowhere. And a lot of buyers are coming into this stock. And they're just a solid company for the long term. And I think the best way to go would just be to like slowly average into shares with this one. And then some other ones I was looking at that were definitely more speculative. The next one is SNOW. Like I said, this one is definitely more speculative, but we're seeing a lot of buyers rush into this one. It's already up 7%, which is a lot, but in the grand scheme of things, its all-time high is 429. Big resistance right at 320 and even 300, so there should be some room to play this one. Also, Airbnb is in a kind of similar setup, you can say. It's trading close to its lows, and it's bouncing up. Volume's looking decent. IV's rising. It shows that investors are bidding up those options, which is good to see. Also, Coin is in a relatively similar setup. They're trading near their lows, and they're in a good sector overall. So the main takeaways from this video is try not to get sucked into, buying call options or super far out of the money call options on Apple when they already went from 125 to 145 and IV is already exploding up. Apple can go up to 150, can go up to 155, but is it worth the risk? To me, it's not. However, if you're like day trading it, it might be worth it for you. But all I'm saying is in general, tech stocks are getting to very high levels. We have that NVIDIA stock split pretty soon. In the past, when Tesla and Apple split, it was not good for the overall market, and we're seeing a very similar pattern with how NVIDIA is running, like when they announced the stock split. So that's not good. At the same time, we're seeing certain parts of the market, like airlines, trading at some pretty nice discounts. Baidu's trading at a pretty nice discount. PENN, even Boeing's looking pretty good, and maybe even we might see a rotation into bank stocks. So I hope this video helped you. There should be opportunity within the next couple weeks or so, or even next week if we're lucky, just with a rotation, because there's a lot of money to be made with rotations. Just remember that they're a slow and steady process, and really we're always kind of seeing a rotation into one asset class, or not asset class, more I would say a sector of the market. Like over the past month and a half or so, we've been seeing that with tech stocks, and I think over the next couple weeks we can definitely see that in different parts of the market. So I hope this video helped you. If it did, I would really appreciate it if you could hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you want to trade with me and the bots every single day, you can click the link in the description down below. We have daily options, day trades, swing trades, unusual options activity, and an amazing community, especially if you're an options trader. So definitely check it out. It's the link in the description down below. Daily options, day trades, swing trades, tons of different bots. So definitely check it out and have an amazing weekend.